What's up? What's up? JP in the house, okay? I know I said I'm going to make videos every day, but I'm kind of like busy. I can't make them every day. I can walk around the neighborhood like near my school or places like that, but blah 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 blah. But it might get boring, you know, if you guys see the same houses, because most of them are actually do kind of look alike. Hey, what's up? What's up? Who's up? Two people in the house. What's up? What's up? Right now I'm going to Shirahama. Got to go pick up my daughter. So who's in the house? You guys can put a shout out real quick if you mind. I think my comments are up. Wait, let me check. Yes. So I show the comments. I'm driving, so I have to be safe. So if I miss the comments. But anyway, I've been cool. What's up? What's up? Three people in the house. So anyway, I went to the hospital. Let me tell you what happened, Mark. Okay. So I had a gallstone blocking my bile duct, and so they put me in like a CAT scan or something like that, and they found it, I guess. And then they put like a tube up in me so it can bypass, so the gas can bypass that stone. And they took it out, but I was still having those gas pressures and stuff, because what happened was I had a lot of gas pressure and I didn't. What's up? What's up? I had a lot of gas pressure and I didn't know what it was. I didn't go to the hospital and stuff, so I was thinking like it was hard for me to pass gas or something like that. So I came home Saturday night and I urinated and blood came out, and I was like, oh, what's up, two people in the house? How y'all doing? And so I went home, I urinated, blood was in my urine. So I said, okay, let me go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They checked me out and they said it was my gallstones or something like that. I don't know what because they gave me a CAT scan. I think I had like 3 of them, and I had 1 MRI, 2 scans and 1 MRI, 1 emergency room. And so they admitted me, and then they was telling my wife, you know, because like they did like 2 years ago, almost to the date I was there. I think this time I went at like last 2 years ago, it was like March 16th. This year it was March 17th, Saturday night. So so they told her that I should remove my gallstone. I was like, nah, man, forget that. So I went and got these vitamins called Glytamins, and they dissolved everything, because I did a lot of research and stuff. And so this year they were like, oh, well, you know, you should take it out. And I'm like, why? You know, and my wife, they told my wife was like, well, you should get it taken out. I said, why? You know, I did some studying and saying I don't need to take them out. And so she got me and told me, oh, you a doctor? I'm like, well, doctors got to read too. You know, I'm reading same thing. And the stuff that I'm reading are from doctors, you know, pharmacists, whoever, you know. And so she got mad and stormed out. So anyway, the lady said, you know, I should take it out. And I said, well, if it comes out, I can still get stones, right? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, well, what's the purpose of me taking it out if I can still get stones? And, oops, sorry. If I can get stones, and I can't see any comments. So you guys say what you want to say when you can. So anyway, I said, well, what's the point of me taking it out if I can still get stones? And the stones that you guys found are not in my gallbladder. Well, the second one was kind of like stuck at the exit of the gallbladder, and it was blocking my bile duct. So you know, she was like, she didn't really say anything, you know, because there were other people in the room. So, and I could tell she was a little nervous and stuff, because I was kind of talking loud and stuff. So I just like chilled out and stuff, because I didn't want to cause any scene and stuff. So then I had, what happened, you know, so they went in, gave me an MRI, and found the second one, then went in and took it. I think the second time they went inside, I had woke up with like 15 to 10 minutes still remaining, and cameras in my mouth, and I was like, oh, it was weird though. But I wasn't upset or anything, because actually, when they checked my stomach, I think twice I did it with no medicines that wouldn't put me to sleep. Oh, I think it was 3 times I did that, and I was watching the screen and stuff while it was inside my stomach, and I thought that was pretty cool and stuff, you know. But anyway, one day I had like it was a Wednesday night or Friday, I'm not sure. And I had a Skype lesson, so I did the lesson. I went to the first floor, didn't tell anyone, and I had made a live video and for me, and I was like, oh boy, you know, because I don't know how long I was down there for. So I don't know if they got in trouble or not. I don't think so. But they were like not happy. So I was like, I'm sorry and everything. But anyway, that was cool. Soon I got out and I was happy. I got a tube in me still, you know, but I'm waiting for these vitamins to come so I can take that and, you know, dissolve the slush or slug, whatever it's called, that's in my gallbladder. Anyway, yeah, I got out and I'm all cool and stuff, you know. Went to work. A lot of my students, you know, they were a little concerned and stuff. I hit my bro lesson for me out in Osaka, and, you know, and he had a trial lesson, student joined, so that was cool and stuff. I did have a trial lesson too, but I think what I need to do is I had this good lesson. I ain't telling you guys about it, and it is really awesome. And I mean, it really is awesome. But I have to remember that the parents, if they don't understand what's going on, they don't join. So next time I have some trial lessons, I'm just gonna make them fun and stuff like that. And then when the parents not there, then I can do the real thing. Because the kids, actually, a lot of my students, they don't really perform well in front of their, not well, they just don't want to perform in front of their parents. I don't know why, but it's weird. Because, you know, like in Japan, it's like a lot of people keep things secret. And so you would think it's a family thing, but actually, you know, a lot of these kids learn this at a young age, you know, because they start, you know, when their mothers are not around. You know how it is. I guess we do the same thing. Mothers are not around, we act one way. When they are around, we act another way. But like out here, it's interesting because like when we go to school, if our kids, I mean, we were in school, and if we fell asleep while our kids were, I mean, our parents were watching, we get popped upside the head. But out here, you know, a lot of the kids, they sleep, you know. But I guess someone, I asked, and I was told that it's because a lot of these kids go to judo tired, you know, so a lot of them can't really do anything. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool and stuff. So anyway, let's see, what have I been doing? Oh, I went to a bar yesterday. A friend said he opened it, but kind of found out that things didn't work out. So I went there, and it was this, the lady, I guess the owner was there, and her friend. So I went and sat down, and we talked and stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was an interesting conversation and stuff. And I guess they were like kind of getting to know me, but I think it was like the first time I saw the owner, the lady. I didn't know her at all, but it was, she had a staff there, and the staff, she what did she do? She saw me once a long time ago. So, but I wasn't trying to get friendly and stuff because they're not my friends, they're my friends' friends and stuff. And so I'm trying my best not to really get known out and walk in, but I can't. But, you know, I mean, all the stuff that I did, of course, you know, those people know, but it's not like, if I were like really popular out here and stuff. So it's not, I mean, yeah, not too many people know about me, so it's cool. So I like really good guy, low profile and stuff. So I did some sewing, like some factory and stuff. Well, it was pretty cool. The pay is really low, but I guess if you're a good, so that's all cool. What did I do today? I woke up. Oh, so anyway, so I woke up about 9:15. I looked at my phone. I had a message from one to change her class today, her son's class today, from 1:30 to 10:15. So I got up and I went to work, showered, got there like 10 minutes before the class started. She drove up 5 minutes later. I got paid. And so at 11 o'clock, I had another lesson with an adult lesson with this girl. And with this lady, I mean, and I totally forgot. I mean, if it wasn't for that lady who told me to change that class, I wouldn't have been there at 11. And it's so weird. I'm thinking, like, how can I do business and I'm just doing these things? It's kind of messed up, you know. But how can I say that? I don't know. But I mean, like in Japan, I don't know. It's like you come out here and it's, for me, I guess there's like really nothing pushing me, You know, it's like how they say like black men don't have this sense of urgency or something like that. I guess I don't know. Some people always be talking about, or some, you know, when they're talking about like black. I wouldn't say black power, but I don't know, black history. You know, the empower the black man and stuff like that. So it's that saying that we don't have that urgency or sense of fear or something that pushes us. And it's weird, you know, my job, I mean, it's the same thing. I don't know, man. It's crazy, though. I mean, it really is crazy. But anyway, today I went to Osaka, and I was at the station, and they have these, when it's like cold, they have this waiting room that you can sit inside. It's air conditioned or it's heated. So I went in there, and I was sitting, and this lady came in with her kids, so I got to let them have my seat. One lady put her child in her lap and let me sit next to her. So I sat there, you know, and then what happened, she had like 3 kids. So I said hi to the kid that was on her lap. He was like 3. Then the lady next to me was talking, but the lady that was to my left, she had a 7-year-old son. So he started talking to me in Japanese, and I'm talking to him in Japanese and English. And of course he doesn't understand English, but the stuff he was saying was so funny. You know, he was like, well, where you from? I said, Los Angeles. And his mother's trying to translate, you know, because it's a good chance for her to practice and stuff, you know. And I kind of forgot. Oh, he said, well, I don't speak English. I said, well, I could teach you. So try, you know. And he was like, well, I can speak, wait. He said, I can't speak English, but I can speak Japanese because I'm Japanese. So if you speak Japanese or something like that, and I'm saying, yeah, I can speak Japanese, but English is better for me. You know, it's easier for me to comprehend. And I said that in English, right? And he was like, I don't understand what you're saying, you know. He said, I'm Japanese and I speak Japanese, but you're speaking something I don't understand. So I said in Japanese, and he was like, okay, cool and stuff. It was a really good conversation and stuff. And then I was like, where do you live? You know, that was the wrong question. Because actually the mother was trying to talk to me, and I was trying to talk to her, but her son was asking me these questions that were so funny. It was like I couldn't really ignore him and stuff. And so I said, do you live around here? That's all I said, you know. And I think I was talking to the mom, and the mom said, no, the son told me where he lived. And I was like, well, I live right close there too, you know. And then he had a brother who was probably 10 years old or something, but his brother was trying to talk, but I don't know, that 7-year-old kid, he just took over and stuff. It was funny. And there were other adults in there too with their kids, and they were watching and listening to the conversation. And it was a good conversation. I wish I could have recorded that. That was just so funny and stuff. But I didn't have a business card on me, because I would have gave it to him, because I would have told his mom, which I should have told his mom, your son needs to learn English, because as how can you say, outgoing as he was, you know, if she was to put him in, I mean, if she was really to focus and put him into some good studying and, you know, English and math, science and whatever, I guarantee by the time that kid is 20 years old, he'd be rich, you know, because actually in my school, all the kids who play are the ones who tend to comprehend more in a shorter time. So that was all cool. It was all, I mean, it was good, you know, had a fun time, you know, talking to oh, so anyway, today's lesson, the boy came, he was like in the 2nd grade, he's going to be in 3rd grade starting tomorrow, Monday. And so he was like, he had 15 minutes left in this class, and then the adult came. And I said, oh, I was like totally forgotten. I said, yeah, I got a kid in here, he's like 8 years old, so he'll you know, he'll have to share 15 minutes with her. And she was like, oh, okay, that's cool, you know. So he sat down. She's really pretty, so she sat down and said, what's your name? And he told me his name. And I told him to ask her what's her name. He was like, no, he was all shy and couldn't even look at her and stuff, you know. She was all smiling and stuff. So we started the lesson. It was funny because both of them are doing the exact same thing. They're taking one word and making sentences, except for he's like on the 8th word, so he's like still in training, but she already know what to do. But it's interesting how, you know, I mix some of these older kids and then younger kids together. They're still doing, but everyone's doing the same thing. You know, I think it's this other kid I have. She's in the 10th grade, and she'll be in 11th grade next week. But she came in and I had a Skype lesson, and it was with this seventh grader. He'll be in eighth grade next month. I mean next week. And they're both doing the same thing. She can hear him. He can see. I mean, he can hear her. You know, they introduce themselves and stuff. And they both were doing, I mean, the exact same thing. You know, and he's good. I mean, he's real good. His pronunciation's good. He's fast. You know, her pronunciation is okay. Not, I don't think it's as great as his, but it is good. And but she thinks of like really more complicated and difficult types of sentences and stuff like that. But it's so cool to have you know, these adults in the same class with these kids, and they both doing the same thing. So I had a trial lesson last week with two older women. They both of them were older than I am, and they were really cool and stuff. And what happened? After class, like they were like, I told them the best thing to do instead of like having a free talk is just increase their vocabulary. But we still had this lady was asking me the nuances, or you know, the slight differences of different words, and you know, I was telling her and stuff. It was interesting. So I had to break out a dictionary, thesaurus, was saying, hey, listen, you know, if you guys really want to understand things, you gotta get short. So we went to class and they were doing their making their sentences and stuff like that. Then after class, I guess they weren't ready to leave, so we were talking. So we ended up talking about exercising, and I was showing them how they can exercise and get their bodies in good shape and getting really tight and stuff. You know, I said, yeah, I just do these simple exercises, really simple stuff, you know, that they can do. You know, they can get sexy bodies again. And so the one, she's 68, but she's still cute though. You know, she's like, oh yeah, I want a sexy body so I can go clubbing and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Her friend looked at her like, okay. And her friend said, yeah, I used to go club when I was young too. I want to get in shape too so I can have more fun and stuff. And I was like, okay. But it was all good, you know. But they ended up staying at like 2 hours. I was like, wow. But my student who I thought was coming, they didn't come, so it was all cool. But anyway, yeah, I went to Osaka and stuff, and whoa, I went to Osaka, and there were a lot of people there. I think it was Monday, I got on this one train, and there were these two, well, they looked black. I mean, they actually looked like black women, but they were from like maybe South Pacific Islands, I'm sure they were. And I was like, wow, you know, I really wanted to talk to them. I turned to look and they smiled, and I smiled too. But you know, I got on the train, they got on the train, but I didn't really speak to them and stuff. But it's just interesting to see, you know, all these people out here, and the ones who come, you know, the ones that come that look just straight black. So I was at the station today, I got a ticket, I turned around, there was this one guy behind me. I want to say they're from Indonesia, but I'm not sure. You know, I should have spoke to this one guy. But I looked down and he was like, what's black guy standing by? I was like, well, you know, then I turned, it was the other guy, he straight looked like an American black, but he was tall and had a great beard and stuff. And I looked at him, he kind of looked at me and turned away. I was like, I was going to say something to him, but I swear they looked like, I think I was walking and somebody bumped me or something, and they turned, you know, I turned, looked at them, you know, they turned, looked at me like if they were like angry and not wanting to fight. It kind of seemed like that, but I don't get too emotional over that. And I was like, wow, what was that all about? You know, it was funny. Oh, and so I met these guys. Well, I was going to work, and it was on Monday. And I walked by this locker and I saw this bro there, and I saw these, he was with like 4 or 5 different white guys. So I'm thinking to myself, not because he seemed like one of those kind of like, he was a little shorter than I was, but one of those kind of like flaky black men, when they with white people, they act like they can't say hi to another brother, you know. So I got my ticket and I said, no, go back and say something. So I saw him, and I walked up and said, hi, how you doing? My name's Ralph. And every time I see brothers, I always say hi. And so he kind of got this like look on him, like, you know, like he was like kind of too good to talk to me or something like that. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I guess the guys were shocked when I said that. And I said, but you know, I like talking to, you know, I talk to Americans too. You know, and they're like, okay, cool. So we're you know, I'm just asking them where they're from, and the brother, he's not really talking or anything. He's not being really, and I wouldn't say receptive, but he's not being social. And so I was talking to the white guy. I said, hey, you know, you guys, when you're out here, I told them where to go. You know, meet the rich people and stuff. And if they walk to this one place and they see these nice cars, go inside, look for the keys, you know, on the tables. If y'all know what the keys look like to those nice cars and stuff, Lamborghinis, whatever, and you talk to them, you know, because a lot of these people, a lot of Japanese people will talk to you, especially the rich ones. And I say, maybe you can even hook up some business, you know. And they're like, really? I said, yeah, you know. And they're really nice and everything. The black guy, he just leaned up against the thing, looking like, I'm like, oh boy, you know. It's funny. But I guess he probably thought I was African or something, because I told him I was from Michigan, you know. But the white guys, it's weird, because it actually, I've said this in a whole bunch of times. I actually, hey, 2 people in the house, what's up? If you guys make comments, I didn't say anything. I'm on my way to Shida. I'm gonna get my dog, so I'm just rattling off at the mouth and stuff. I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing well. So anyway, when I'm in Japan, it's like, it seems like it's kind of really hard to make friends with black people from America. You know, the white guys are cool and stuff. I don't know. It's weird, because even a lot of black guys in here, they say the same things too. You know, not the African, but the American bros and stuff. It's weird though, man. It's almost like, you know, you come to Japan, but everybody bring they hood attitude with them when they don't need to. But I will say though, when I came out here, it was before I started mess with Japanese women. I was in Osaka and I met this one bro, and I don't know what he was doing, but I know he did play music, but I don't know if he was a musician or. And it was weird, because we were walking on the street. It was in Sensabashi, and we were talking, and he was like, yeah, you know, I hope you guys are doing well. Chime in whenever you want. He was like, I don't know how we stopped and started talking. And he was like kind of in a daze, and he said, you know, I've been here all these years and I wasn't attracted to Japanese women. And I was like, okay, I mean, I can understand. I'm not really attracted to him either, you know, but it wasn't like my attraction to him. It was like, I mean, they were just there, you know, talk to him and stuff like that, but that was about it, you know. But he was like, he wasn't attracted to him in like a sexual, because of the sisters and the big butts and all that stuff. But he said he just didn't find them attractive. And then he said one day he just happened to go with this one girl. Like, hey, what's up? 3 people in the house. Up, one left. What's up? What's up? So he said he brought one to his house and stuff, and she was skinny. They were talking. So he said, forget it. He might as well do it. Man, he said she got on all fours and just naked, and he said when he looked at her from behind, he said it was just, he said he couldn't believe how it looked, you know, very dark and everything, but he said it was like if it came out to meet you. And he said when he started doing it, it was like the best he had, you know. And then he was like really strong on him, you know, after that. And he was like really angry at himself, because he made a really bad judgment about them based on their, I guess, their size. But I mean, you know, you do have black women in the States that little too, but I guess they're not just like totally flat or whatever. And so he was just, I don't know, we were talking for about like 25 minutes, maybe even close to 30 minutes on the streets, and he was just telling me how it was just so wonderful, and how he made a mistake, and he was telling me don't make that mistake. And he said, man, if you ever get with one, man, just, you know, be nice with the keeper, but man, it's just really cool and stuff, you know. And I was like, wow, you know, it was almost like if he, you know how it is when you study something and you're having trouble with it, and then somebody give you a key, and just like everything just opens up. So I thought that was really interesting. But he was cool. But you know, I was a total stranger. And then I was telling me about this one girl who had a bar. I'm thinking her name was Rose, but I'm not sure. But it's like 21 years ago. And he was telling me how she be having these parties and stuff, and told me where her bar was, and I should go check out, but I never got a chance to. and stuff like that. But I thought that was really interesting, though. But yeah, the bros though, I don't know, man. It's just I think the problem with, I wouldn't say the problem with me, but the problem is like a lot of bros when they see the Black History and what goes on, a lot of them are really just really deep into it, you know. And I guess I don't know if it's they how whether or not they into it as a problem solver, to be a problem solver, or just to just talk about it and not be so concerned with the problems. I mean, if you know, trying to fix it. So it's like when I'm talking to people like in my players group and stuff, you know, they'll talk about a problem and I'll start talking about the solution, which I'm thinking that's what you're supposed to do. And so I'll be getting to these arguments and stuff, and they saying you off subject, but I'm saying, like, isn't the purpose of talking about a problem is to talk about the solution, right? So later I found out, I mean recently, within like maybe a year or so, I realized that, you know, some people, they don't want to hear the solution. All they want to do is just talk about the problem and stuff like that. So I thought that was, hey, what's up? Just UJP in the house, 3 people with the house. And so I realized that a lot of people just like talking about the problem and stuff. So it's these, I'm in like 2 groups, you know, and they're, you know, people always talking negative. Hurry up and get out these mountains. Oh, okay, sorry about that. I went through the mountain. I'm going through the mountain right now. But I realized that, you know, in this other group I was in, they always talking about just negative stuff all the time. Like, why y'all always talking about these negative things? You know, like, well, there's still stuff that happened. Yeah, I know that, but I mean, it's just every word that come out. There's one person left, but it's like every word that come out of their mouth is just so negative. So I don't know, man. It's like, I mean, I can understand people want to talk about things, but let's talk. What's up? One person back in the house, 2 people in the house, but let's talk. Let's keep it, you know. How can I say it? You know, let's try to get to the solutions. And the reason I like getting to the solutions so we can move on and talk about other things, you know, even if there are bad things, and just, you know, finding solutions. So then we can stop talking about things that happened in the past and stuff that's ticking us off, and start talking about, you know, some fun things that people do. Because it's like, when you listen to some people, it's like they have 0 fun in their life, you know, and it's kind of sad, you know. It's just weird. But anyway, this is the hospital where my wife's father-in-law passed. That was a sad day. I had went to see him, and the day I went to see him was the day he died, or he passed, I should say. And so I was there, and he wasn't trying to hold anyone's hand, so I held his hand, and he kind of like moved his hand, and I told him in Japanese, I said, hey, stop being like this, you know, just hold my hand, there's nothing wrong with you. So he's relaxed, kind of like shocked and stuff. And then I told him I loved him, even problems and stuff, but I don't know why. I can never understand why. And then in other videos, I've given why I thought it was like. Well, actually, one thing I did say about them and the mismanagement of money, and I mentioned that, but not in a bad way. But we mentioned something people think is bad. That's it, you know. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no trying to explain it. But anyway, I had to go, you know, so I kissed him on the forehead. His eyes were closed. I kissed him on the forehead, said, I love you. And then he opened his eyes when I guess he must have heard it, and he opened his eyes and saw me. But at that time, he wasn't able to speak. And I left, and halfway home, you know, I got a call that he passed, and I was like, wow. Because actually, I wanted to visit him when he was asleep, but his mom his wife was like, no. I don't know why. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, the title of this video is called Me. And that's because I like talking about things in my life. But that's cool. Oh man. Okay, so let's see, how many hours have I been speaking? What do you mean how many hours? Few minutes. But I was talking to some friends the other day about my military life. Oh man, so I had this one conversation with a guy about business, and I brought up a hypothetical thing about, I was saying like, it was weird, it was interesting, and if he's watching this, hopefully he won't get offended by it. But let's see, okay. So he was telling me about, some ideas about, how to do certain things, and which Japanese people have been trying to do that forever. I think it was the population problem or something like that. And so he was telling me, what he was thinking. And so I just straight told him, I said, yeah, but, I can understand you want to do that, but what you want to do and what the problem is that you're trying to fix, there's no relationship to it, relationship to it. I know what to do, but, but I said, hey, we're going to do business right now. And so I told him, I said, I'll tell you what to do. Hey, what's up? 2 people in the house. So I told him, I'll tell you what to do, but, and when we make the money, we'll have to, no, I said, I won't bother you, but I'll check in, and if you're going off, I can just guide you in a way, because you really don't need 2 people just in there, bumping heads and stuff. So he was like, okay. And I said, so we'll do the business together. And I said, if we make like $500,000, then, we'll just talk about how we're going to split it, 50-50, 60-40. I don't mind. I get 40, you get 60 since you're doing most of the work. And it was funny because, you got to test people, not test people, but, you got to really figure out how people are before you go into business with them. And so I said, when I said that, he was like, well, I would think more or less I'd give you a gratitude, a gratitude money. So maybe $1,000 or a thank you letter or something like that, a 10,000 max. I don't think it'd be even 10,000. Nobody's not going to do that, And I'm saying like, what do you mean? So I'm listening to him, let him talk and stuff. I'm thinking, I stopped and I said, what do you mean gratitude money? I told you, I said, didn't you hear me when I said I could show you what to do to really fix what you're trying to do? And we're doing business right now. And then I told you, and then I said, we make $500,000, $500,000, you're all good to go. But then when I mentioned $1 million, he thought he was controlling all the money. We didn't even talk about how the people going, where the money's going to go, who's going to be in charge of it, nothing. We didn't talk about any of that, and he just heard those figures. It just turned, just totally turned into a situation, it's like, I heard him out, and I just told him, I said, listen, this is a hypothetical thing. Now that you mention it, why would I want to do business with you? I said, there's no reason for me to do business with you. If you were doing business with somebody and you mentioned that, a hypothetical situation, and then they're all for it, but then as soon as you mention money, then they gonna get all stingy and want to take everything. You wouldn't do business with them, and he was like, oh, but and he was explaining. I said, listen, because I kept telling him, don't make the conversation personal, and I think what it was when he heard that $500,000, that he made it personal, like, well, I want the money, so I was like, whatever, so after that I was like, we can meet and talk, whatever, but no more business talk with him. We just talk about personal stuff. Anything talking about money stuff, I'm like, change the subject, because it's just interesting. And it was funny because before, I don't know if it was before or after, but I was telling him how I talk to a lot of people on YouTube, give a lot of advice. One guy, he called me saying he was going for like well, I don't know. Hey, what's up? 3 people in the house. But he said he was going for a job. He went for a job interview. Some places, some places rejected him. And he was sad. He said pretty much that he thought it was because of his color and stuff like that. In so many words. And I was like, it could be, but it might not be. I said, if you I said, you know how a lot of black men are. When we get into a work environment, we want to bring in our culture and try to dominate everything, you know, because we quote unquote, you know, slave. Well, now my people aren't slaves, but slaves and stuff like that, and how a white man doing this, and I guess we or they or whomever is supposed to get paid and all this stuff, you know. So I'm like, okay, you know. So if you go into another situation and you cause that kind of strife, which of course is going to happen, then people are going to get mad at you, you know. And if the what is it? If they all go to the boss and say either you fire that guy, or we all going to quit, then you know what you going to do? And I was telling it to the guy. He said, I guess I had to get rid of the black guy. I said, yeah, because unless that black guy can do all the work, you know, because it's not going to work like that, you know. So I said it could be a thing. So I told him what to do, you know, write some letters and stuff, you know, to the people and let them know, you know, the situation and stuff. And he did. One company actually called him back. They apologized and gave him a job. What's up, for people in the house? Welcome, welcome. And so it was interesting, you know. But he called me, thanked him again, you know. And I was telling that guy, you know, I help a lot of people to actually graduate, make money, you know, and I just get a thanks for it, you know. And I said, you know, a lot of people don't realize that information is not free. You know, you don't go to school for free. You know, you got to work for that. And if somebody help you get a job, make it 6+ figures, I mean, at least, you know, give 10,000, because without that, it's not going to be done. And then what happens is a lot of people, they do things. I think it was this, who was this one guy? Harvey, I think it was something. He's a comedian, and I think he was homeless, and they showed on TV, and he was rich. It was his birthday, and then he had a surprise video from the white people that helped him, and they said, yeah, ever since you left, you know, all these years you never contacted us, and we waited, you know, and then we saw you on TV, you still never called, and dude just broke down in tears, you know. And a lot of people do that, and when people get stuff like that done to them, they don't want to help anymore, you know what I'm saying, because the appreciation is not there. Now, I'm not saying that's what I don't want to help or anything like that, because actually I was offered some money by a lot of people, and I just turned it down and wanted, because I told them that I can make money. Making money is not my problem. You know, I got a lot of ideas to make money, but I told them to take that money and, you know, go to school with it, you know, save it, and, you know, use it to help yourself. Don't use it to help me, because, you know, right now I'm just mismanaging so much stuff, you know, it's crazy. But it was just an interesting conversation. You know, it was really interesting how you sit down and just talk about one thing and be serious and like gung-ho, and then bring up a hypothetical situation and drop some, you know, a few $100,000 into it. And then, you know, like I told him, I said, you caught feelings, you made it personal. You know, like, oh, that's your $500,000 that you made by yourself, and you don't want to share it. You know, and I'm like, wow. But I mean, it's all cool. It's just interesting, you know. And he's younger than I am, but you know, he's still old enough to be mature, you know. But you know, it's like, well, whatever, you know. But whatever. So anyway, I'm almost at my destination. There is the beach. It's actually a beach over there, and there is water, and I can see the glare from the, what you call it. But I have to go. I think this is the street I need to turn on. So I have to go. Thanks for watching. On the way home, I will do another live, maybe in about 20 minutes or so. I gotta do some stuff. And wow, I think I went too far. Oh man, look at this truck. That's a pretty cool design. What is that? Look like a, I don't know what it is.
Well, it looks like a nursery school or something.
Not sure. But anyway, I'll do another one real quick. So that's cool. And thanks for watching. 4 people, if you made comments, sorry I did not get a chance to see them. I have no idea where I am at. Hopefully this is the right street because I think I can only... Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, so peace everyone. Chat with you later.